Witam wszystkich bardzo serdecznie, ja jestem Popcornik i zapraszam was na pierwszy odcinek z nowej serii o nazwie Broken Sword 5 Klątwa Węża, a dokładniej to jest 5. odsłona słynnej serii gier przygodowych typu point and click, której początki sięgają 1996 roku. Gramy w 5. część na konsoli PlayStation 5, no bo nie ma możliwości zagrać w poprzednie części, gdyż pojawiły się one już na konsolę PlayStation 1. Co możemy tutaj zrobić? Możemy wejść w opcje, ale myślę, że tutaj zbytnio nie będę grzebać, bo dźwięk raczej jest dobry. Jeżeli chodzi o napisy, to napisy są polskie, dialogi są angielskie. No i to chyba wszystko, co możemy tutaj zrobić. Myślę, że możemy zaczynać nową grę.
We must go now.
Papa!
Tiago, go with your mother to the trap. Take this. It will always be your guide.
Yes, Papa.
We will join you shortly.
Sabie, the painting.
La maledicción. This way.
Senora, it is too late. Go!
No! Papa!
Senor, in here.
Search them. Of course. Paris in the spring. Passion, romance, l'amour. I was working in art insurance. It paid the rent, just about. And then, by chance, I met Nico at a private view.
You didn't tell me that you were back in Paris, George?
We should catch up. Let's have lunch.
Nobody move!
Non, monsieur, not la malédiction. Oh.
Stay back.
Once again, Paris had shown me her dark side. A brutal robbery, a senseless murder. Nico and I were about to be drawn into a new and terrifying adventure together. The gallery owner was dead. I guess sometimes playing the hero doesn't pay. My company had insured the exhibition, so I had a crime to solve. The cops would be here soon. I didn't have much time.
No i zaczynamy naszą przygodę. Muszę przyznać, że gra jest stosunkowo stara, ponieważ została ona wydana na PlayStation 4 4 września 2015 roku. No ale naprawdę prezentuje się świetnie i mam nadzieję, że mimo tych 9 przeszłych lat będziecie mi towarzyszyć w tej jakże tajemniczej, no i fascynującej przygodzie. A my zaczynamy. No mamy tutaj ciało Henry'ego, możemy sobie go oglądnąć.
Priest was giving last rites to the gallery owner. I didn't want to interfere.
Dobra, to w takim razie nie będziemy przeszkadzać. Ja bym chciała sobie naprawdę zerknąć na ten obraz, a raczej pozostałości po nim. No właśnie, miejsce po obrazie.
This was where the stolen painting had hung. Why that painting? And why kill for it? The stolen painting had an alarm, which should have sounded when the painting was removed. I needed to find out why it hadn't.
Okej, i tu możemy otworzyć klapkę na przykład. I mamy tu różne kabelki. Jeden z nich jest właśnie przecięty.
That was why the alarm hadn't sounded. A wire had been cut by someone who knew exactly what they were doing. This was an inside job.
Mamy tu również właśnie
It
głośnik.
was a speaker cone for the alarm. It hadn't sounded when the painting was stolen.
I również przycisk próbny.
The button bypassed the pressure pad system. Cutting the wire had disabled the pads.
Dobra, czy to jest wszystko, co możemy tu zrobić? Podkładka naciskowa.
The pressure pad appeared to be working fine, but the cut wire had ensured that the alarm wouldn't sound when the painting was removed. It was a vibration detector pad.
Dobra, czyli możemy zbadać, możemy aktywować również różne rzeczy. Dobra, czyli tu chyba mamy wszystko. Co tu jeszcze jest? Są obrazy.
The label said it was painted in 1932. The gallery wanted 80 grand for it.
Aha, i tu już wchodzimy znowu do tego alarmu. To raczej nie chcę jeszcze raz tam zerkać. Dobra, no to zobaczmy sobie może jeszcze na ten obraz.
The alarm on that painting hadn't been sabotaged. So, what made the stolen one so special?
No właśnie, tutaj ewidentnie ktoś chciał skraść ten obraz, no bo przygotował się odpowiednio do tego. Dobra, zobaczmy jeszcze na etykietę.
The stolen painting was called La Maledicción, painted by someone called El Serp in 1937, and worth just 40 grand. The stolen painting was worth less than the others. So why did the thief target it?
No faktycznie musiał być jakiś wyjątkowy, coś musiał w sobie chyba skrywać, skoro ktoś go skradł. No dobra, zobaczmy w takim razie na te drzwi.
The door was locked with a keypad. The wires from the camera ran into the room behind. It must have captured the whole robbery. If I could get the code to the keypad, I might be able to shed some light on the crime.
Dobra, czyli trzeba zdobyć w takim razie kod, szyfr. Jeszcze zerknijmy na tą kamerę.
The cable for the camera ran into the room marked private.
Dobra, to jest chyba na razie wszystko, co możemy zrobić. Przejdźmy sobie w takim razie na drugą stronę. Guma do rzucia.
Chewed gum.
Dobra, i tu widzę, że mamy dwie osoby do porozmawiania oraz, no właśnie, to pudełko od pizzy, w którym została schowana broń.
The thief left the pizza box behind. I wondered what was in it. Well, no surprise there. Pizza. The guy must have been hungry. There was only one slice left.
Możemy sobie podnieść ten kawałek. I widzę, że nawet naszemu bohaterowi chyba zasmakował. Mamy go w ekwipunku i mamy również telefon tutaj. Dobra, co możemy jeszcze zrobić? Możemy porozmawiać z kapłanem, więc zróbmy to.
Excuse me, Father.
Yes, my son.
I'm George Stobart. My company insured the exhibition.
My name is Simeon.
Is there anything I can do?
You can pray for his soul.
A senseless murder.
On the contrary, this killing makes plenty of sense.
What do you mean?
A great evil has taken place. This is the work of the devil.
What?
I am a Dominican priest. I know these things. And now, excuse me, I must pray.
1 minute I'd been planning dinner with Nico, the next I was talking art theft, murder, and the devil with a priest.
No i co tu możemy jeszcze zrobić? Mamy kolejne tutaj obrazy, plakaty. Mamy również Lane'a, ale zobaczmy sobie najpierw tutaj na to otoczenie, bo coś tu zawsze może się skrywać. Chociaż myślę, że może nas interesować również ten właściciel, Henry. Może coś tam przy nim być, no bo w sumie jak jest właścicielem, to może ma również kod do drzwi, ale to zanim to zrobimy, to nie chciałbym sobie jeszcze tu popatrzeć. Dobra, i to chyba... To chyba wszystko. Dobra, to najpierw przeszukajmy sobie to ciało. Dobra, i mamy zbliżenie. Okulary. Kartka pod ręką.
It was too intriguing not to take a look. It read, 2:30 p.m. Be ready. Innocent enough, until I realized that the robbery took place at 2:30 p.m. There was something fishy going on around here, and it wasn't just the canapes. I quickly replaced the note.
Czyli wygląda na to, że właściciel dostał informację o tym, że no coś się stanie od tej 14:30. Podejrzane. Mam również perfumy.
It was a bottle of bread. The label claimed it would wake the beast within.
Czy mamy tu coś jeszcze? Rana postrzałowa, o.
I didn't want Henri's blood on my hands. There was no way anyone would have survived that. There's nothing quite so lonely as a dead man's toupee.
Okej, czyli
Gone tomorrow.
tu więcej chyba nic nie zrobię.
A cryptic note in a bottle of overpowering cologne. No personal effects or anything else of substance. I definitely needed to check out that office.
Dobra, możemy jeszcze porozmawiać z Lane'em. Albo spróbować go przynajmniej ocucić.
France's greatest art critic. We'd met before. It hadn't ended well. For a moment, I thought he was dead. But from the snoring, I guessed he'd only fainted.
No właśnie. Cążki możemy
In
podnieść.
the pocket was a pair of nail clippers. They were monogrammed with the letters HL.
No to by się zgadzało, skoro ma na imię czy tam nazwisko Lane. Dobra, tutaj nic.
Lane was out cold. I was gonna need something to bring him around.
No to może perfumy, nie?
Time to awaken the beast.
No właśnie, udało się.
What was that? It smells like the 70s.
Where am I? You fainted.
Czy więcej możemy coś porozmawiać,
Welcome
czy...
back to the land of the living. I wouldn't exactly call this living. Don't just stand there. Get me something to eat. I've had a terrible shock, you know.
No to w takim razie idealnie się składa, bo mamy jeszcze w ekwipunku jeden ostatni kawałek pizzy, więc myślę, że możemy się tutaj podzielić.
I found a slice of pizza. I asked for food, boy, not a cardboard simulacrum. Oh, okay, if you don't want it. I didn't say that. Now give it here.
Już myślałam, że się nie uda, a jednak tutaj skusił się.
Circumstances, that was surprisingly acceptable. Now what's been going on? Oh, Henri, is he
Dead? Afraid so.
poor chap? Just like him to steal the limelight, though.
No dobra.
I still needed to figure out the code to that keypad.
No właśnie, bo nadal nie mam tego kodu do drzwi. I co tu jeszcze możemy? Możemy z tobą porozmawiać?
Father?
Yes, my son.
A, i możemy chyba spytać się o różne rzeczy, na przykład o zło.
What did you mean when you said that a great evil had taken place?
Your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour.
What?
Peter 5:8. The devil is all around, Mr. Stobart.
Dobra. Co wiesz o Henrym?
Did he say anything before he died?
He said, "Stop the car. I want to get in."
What does that mean?
We may never know.
Wystawa?
What the exhibition, Father?
The painting.
Which one?
La Maledictio, of course.
The painting that was stolen.
I had to confront the evil.
Czyli widać, że każdy tutaj się przyszedł, żeby zobaczyć ten obraz, który został skradziony, a wygląda na to, że sądząc po cenie, nie był on tak ważny jak te poprzednie, ale jednak został skradziony. No, coś chyba się za nim kryje.
I think there's something strange going on here.
Yes, Mr. Stobart. At last you see the truth.
No, Father. I mean that the robbery looks like an inside job.
The devil's work is always an inside job.
A wire in the painting's alarm was deliberately cut.
Cut by the devil himself, perhaps.
Well, as far as I know, sightings of guys with horns and tails have been a little down recently.
You mock me, Mr. Stobart. But as you will discover, the devil likes to have the last laugh.
No nie wiem, czy od tego księdza się coś tutaj dowiemy.
Do you know the code to get into the office?
No. But you could always pray and ask for divine guidance.
With respect, Father, I'm looking for a slightly quicker solution.
Dobra, ale myślę, że wypadałoby i tak się wypytać o resztę rzeczy, więc niech będzie.
The man who painted La Maledictio.
El Serp. He was a man playing with fire. The fire of eternal damnation.
Tell me about the stolen painting.
Whoever gets close to it will burn in hell.
No i jeszcze perfumy.
How about a squirt?
I think not.
No i niech będą te cążki.
Do you recognize these?
Nail clippers. I'm not sure what your point is.
No dobra, widocznie, że wygląda na to po prostu, że ksiądz nam zbytnio nie pomoże. Więc spytajmy się jeszcze Lejna. W końcu troszkę mu pomogliśmy, więc może i on pomoże nam.
Do I know you?
Yes, our paths have crossed in the Glees Gallery.
Of
course, the man with the absinthe. I don't suppose you...
Afraid not.
Pity. I'm sorry, but I'm having trouble remembering your name.
I'm George Stobart. I insured the exhibition.
I hope you have deep pockets then, my boy.
Could I ask you a few questions, Mr. Lane?
Fire away.
No dobra, wypytajmy się o Henry'ego.
Did you know the gallery owner?
Of course. We worked together on the exhibition.
Oh, really?
Henri provided the space. I was the creative powerhouse.
How long had you known him?
As a friend, many years. Our professional relationship had only recently blossomed into this exhibition, under my curatorial wing. And now the poor fellow's gone and got himself killed.
If Lane was involved with the gallery, then he had to know the code to that door.
No właśnie, kod do drzwi. Czy możemy się o niego wypytać? Tak, mamy tu zamek szyfrowy, czyli to pewnie będzie ten kod do drzwi, ale najpierw jeszcze spytamy się o kradzież.
Anything about the stolen painting?
Of course, dear boy. La Malediction, a little-known work, turned up at the last minute.
What about the killer? Were you able to get a look at him?
A delinquent in a tin hat. Beyond that, I don't really recall.
Oh, yeah, you fainted.
Those of us with a higher aesthetic are more sensitive to violence.
Okej.
So you curated the exhibition? What's it about?
A brilliant retrospective. A dialectical window on European art's ongoing discourse with the unresolved psychoses of the nation-state.
Wow, you took the words right out of my mouth.
No i właśnie, przyszedł czas na zamek szyfrowy, więc może w końcu dowiemy się, co jest w tym biurze.
So, you help run this place? Maybe you can give me the code to that door.
The code to the office?
I just thought you might have the number.
I do, but I couldn't possibly give you access before the police arrive.
I figured I wasn't going to get the door code from Lane by playing nice. I needed to turn the heat up. Mr. Lane, you're really going to have to give me the code to that door.
And why, pray, should I do that?
Because the way the cops will see it, you're the prime suspect. We both know you're innocent, Mr. Lane, but the cops, well, they may not see things so simply. I might be able to get them off your case, but in exchange, I'd like the code for the office door.
But that's preposterous. The police would have neither evidence nor motive.
Funny you should mention that.
No okej, wygląda na to, że nic tu za bardzo nie zdziałamy z nim, jeżeli chodzi o kod, no ale musimy się wypytać również o resztę.
Someone sabotaged the alarm on the stolen painting. A wire was cut.
What? Who could have got into the alarm system?
Exactly. It was an inside job, Mr. Lane.
You're not suggesting that I...
Well, I'm afraid that's the way the cops are going to see it.
That's preposterous. How could I possibly have cut the wire?
No jak to jak? Oczywiście, że miał przecież cążki przy sobie, więc w sumie możemy go podejrzewać o to, że to on przeciął ten przewód. No dobra, no ale spytajmy się o obraz, może dowiemy się, co jest w nim takiego niezwykłego.
An unusual painting turns up at your exhibition and gets stolen. Doesn't look good, does it?
And your point is?
The cops are going to ask some awkward questions. But you give me the code to the CCTV room, and I'll do my best to point them elsewhere.
I cannot let you into that room, Mr. Stobart. Besides, Henri found La Malediction, not me. I had nothing to do with it.
No dobra, jeszcze się przekonamy.
This is an inside job for sure, Mr. Lane. The police are going to be very interested in your recent movements.
I've been out of town for several days, and last night I retired early.
Just saying.
You're not going to scare me into giving you that door code, you know.
I was onto something here, and I knew it. Lane was sweating. It wasn't pretty. Don't suppose you've changed your mind about giving me that door code?
Certainly not. Give me one good reason why I should.
I might just do that, Mr. Lane.
To od razu może zapytamy się o te
Are
cążki.
these your nail clippers, Mr. Lane?
Yes, they have my initials monogrammed on them.
Huh. The perfect implement for cutting the alarm on a stone painting.
What are you saying?
Well, the alarm was sabotaged, Mr. Lane. It was an inside job.
Are you accusing me? How dare you? I had no reason to kill Henri, no motive whatsoever.
Okay, but I don't think the cops will see it like that. And I sure would like that door code.
Okej, ale chyba nam nic o tym nie powie. No nic, zakończymy rozmowę w takim razie. Nic tu nie zdziałamy. Wyjdźmy na zewnątrz, zobaczymy co tam się dzieje. No to może być dosyć ciekawe.
Quiet and upmarket. Not the kind of place for an opportunist thief.
Dobra, możemy się tu rozejrzeć. Mamy drzwi do galerii, okno galerii. Co tu jeszcze? Aha, możemy tutaj iść. I również w prawo, no ale zerknijmy sobie tutaj na ten piękny witraż. No i właśnie, to jest część jednego z trofeów, które przydałoby się zdobyć. Musimy tutaj klikać za każdym razem, jak widzimy ten witraż, więc no, trzeba będzie o tym pamiętać. Zobaczmy sobie również na okno.
Sucker for Parisian stained glass.
No i co, trzeba się kawałek przejść chyba, nie?
Excuse me.
Monsieur?
There's just been a robbery at the gallery.
Oh, really?
You don't sound surprised.
All property is theft, monsieur. And all art is property. Therefore, all art is theft. Do you not agree?
Well, when you put it like that, it's hard not to.
Widocznie kelnera również możemy tutaj wypytywać o różne rzeczy. No jednak jest on obok galerii, więc może coś wiedzieć. Spytajmy się o złodzieja.
Did you see anybody run out of the gallery earlier?
There was a beautiful woman with a camera. She was chasing somebody.
Oh, that must have been Nico.
You know her? You surprise me.
Can you tell me anything about the man she was chasing?
I assume, monsieur, that like all of us, he is inherently unknowable.
No wonder this guy's cafe was empty.
No dobra, muszę znaleźć jeszcze właściciela.
The gallery owner, Henri, was shot dead trying to stop the robbery.
Life has no meaning the moment you lose the illusion of being eternal.
Right. Did you know him well?
Can we ever truly know another human being, monsieur? He spent little time at the cafe, unlike his friend, Monsieur Lane.
No i zna Lane'a. Można też się o niego wypytać, ale jeszcze najpierw galeria.
What do you know about Le Lizard Bleu?
It's bourgeois, vacuous, and overpriced. Just like its curator Lane. He's always in here, you know, talking art to his latest flusée.
No i wreszcie Lane.
What do you know about Hector Lane?
Lane? Oh yes. He drinks here sometimes. He slid away last night without paying.
Last night? What sort of time?
After midnight for sure. If you see him, give him this bill. And tell him to pay up next time.
A to nie było tak, że Lane przed chwilą nam opowiadał o tym, że nie było go tutaj w okolicy?
But Lane told me he was nowhere near the gallery.
No właśnie, okłamał nas.
Leverage I needed to get the office door code from Lane.
Dobry pomysł. Ja myślę, że pora zakończyć rozmowę i udamy się teraz
Next time you come,
do
I will
galerii.
give you a coffee. Perhaps not.
No i dostaliśmy chyba ten rachunek. Dokładnie, klikniemy sobie jeszcze tutaj. O właśnie, Joey, hejka. A my teraz udamy się do naszej galerii, no i spróbujemy zaszantażować Lane'a. Może w końcu odda nam ten kod. Tu się chyba zbytnio nic nie zmieniło.
I wondered how many paintings they'd sold at these prices.
Lane?
How about it, Mr. Lane? Ready to give me the door code yet?
Certainly not. Give me a single reason why I should.
Guilty by way of nail clippers.
I've been away from Paris for several days and only got back this morning. How could I have cut that wire?
No nie do końca.
Take a look at this.
What of it?
It's your bill from the cafe next door.
So?
It's dated yesterday. Last night, in fact. 12:30 to be exact. You said you were out of town. You sure drank a lot of champagne last night without paying the bill. But you told me that you were away from Paris last night. I hate to say it, but that sounds like a lie to me. Tell you what, you give me the code to the door and the police need never know. A motive and proof of involvement. Not looking good, Mr. Lane.
You are a blackmailer, Stobart.
Just doing my job.
All right. You have me. The number is 6397. But I admit to none of these spurious accusations.
I had the code. The police would be here any moment, so I had to work fast.
6397. Wystarczy tylko zapamiętać, no i go tutaj wklepać, nie?
642. No.
Everyone, hold it right there.
Damn it.
I am Inspector Navet of the Paris Serious Crime Squad, and I hereby declare this crime scene open. Closed. Now, nobody move, especially you on the floor. Mo, I want a total lockdown. Nobody in or out. Apart from me, of course.
I needed to get back into the gallery, but a familiar figure was guarding the door. It was Sergeant Mou. Our paths had crossed before.
No, teraz przejmujemy kontrolę nad drugą bohaterką, Niko. Jest to koleżanka naszego głównego bohatera, z którą miał zjeść kolację, no ale niestety się nie udało, a my teraz możemy wkroczyć do akcji, no i porozmawiać tutaj z szeryfem.
Sergeant Mou, we meet again.
Aha, Madame Collard, an unexpected pleasure.
I was in the gallery at the time of the theft. Can I get back in?
I am sorry, but I am under strict orders from Inspector Navet. Nobody in, nobody out. And I must correct you, madame. It is no longer just a theft. It is a murder.
Mon Dieu, that poor man.
No widać, nic tu chyba nie zdziałamy za bardzo. Możemy podać legitymację.
Here's my press card. Do you have a statement for the paper?
Yes, madame. Stay away from the crime scene and let the police do their job. And always leave a light on when you go out at night.
Dobra, czyli i tak tu nic nie zrobimy.
Thanks a lot, Sergeant Mou. You've been so helpful.
Klikniemy sobie tutaj do naszego Joeya. No i przydałoby się może pogadać z tym kelnerem, który przecież wczoraj nas zobaczył.
Madame,
Bonjour, monsieur.
whatever it is you want, we are closed.
Then why are you standing here?
You would not understand, madame.
Try me.
Because I look at you and I know you are like all the others.
The others?
The pretty women who shop, who gossip, who have their spa days, their almond croissant.
That bad, huh?
And the men with their grooming products and their shiny shoes and their skinny suits who come to my cafe and ask me for lattes, macchiatos, frappe.
I see your point.
Is this what we fought on the barricades for, madame? Ripped up the paving slabs, bled on the streets.
Isn't it?
No, madame, it is not. We fought for ideas, for philosophy, for freedom, equality, fraternity.
Vive la révolution.
And do you know what drove us on as we fought? What fueled the streets of Paris in that glorious spring? What made our hearts soar?
Cheap wine and free sex?
No, madame, no! It was French café noir that inspired us. The simple demi-tasse. The black, sweet taste of freedom.
So that's why you closed?
Yes, madame. I serve only thinkers, philosophers, revolutionaries. And you, madame, with your polite top and your pointy ears, are none of those things.
This is a cafe.
Yes, to the right people.
On any other day, I would have given this guy a straight one to the chin. But there was a chance he could help me get into the gallery.
No właśnie, jest jakaś szansa, bo co by było, jakbyśmy mu po prostu dali naszą legitymację? Może by zmienił do nas tutaj stosunek?
Here's my press card.
La liberté. Madame, you are not the person that I took you to be. You must accept my deepest, my most profound apologies.
Well, of course I accept. But why?
La Liberté, the great journal of freedom. At the height of the battle, as the tear gas blew and the blood flowed, it was La Liberté which carried the voice of our revolution to the world. I know now that you are not the kind of woman who would ask me for almond croissant.
Czyli się udało.
True daughter of France, and I am your humble servant.
Okej, no to w takim razie teraz będziemy mogli sobie chyba z nim po prostu porozmawiać.
The road to enlightenment is a long one, madame. Perhaps you will walk that road with me?
Could we have a little chat?
O właśnie, może on coś tutaj jeszcze wie. Spytajmy się o galerię.
Did you see anything happen at the gallery earlier?
I saw you running after a pizza delivery guy. Somebody said he killed someone.
That's true. He stole a painting and shot the gallery owner.
How close we are to death, and yet how far from ever comprehending it.
Well, right now I need to get back inside and figure out what happened.
I applaud you, madame. To seek the truth is a worthy ambition.
As a journalist, that is my duty.
Okej, możemy jeszcze chyba spytać się o kawę, albo zaproponuje nam ten gość kawę. Zaraz zobaczymy.
How about some coffee?
For you, madame, of course. There is only one coffee that I can serve you. Black, strong, and in a tiny cup. One moment.
No, czyli jednak chyba dostaniemy kawę.
Here is your coffee, madame.
Thank you, monsieur. The coffee was hot and strong.
I jeszcze mamy legitymację prasową, ale w sumie chyba już mu ją dawaliśmy, no właśnie. Także ja bym wróciła w ogóle do tego naszego sierżanta, bo nie zdążyliśmy wypytać o kilka rzeczy, a może tutaj być to kluczowe.
Salut.
Bonjour, madame.
I witnessed the crime. I've got to get back in there.
I'm sure you can make an official statement in good time.
I saw the thief. I think I can help the investigation.
I am implacable, Madame Collard.
Who is Inspector Nave?
The most promising young investigator on the force. A genius. A man blessed with almost superhuman insight.
He sounds highly perspicacious.
Madame, it is not for us to talk about the inspector's sweaty proclivities. He is about to solve his third case in as many days.
So, what's he got that the other investigators don't have?
Blood spatter. He is the world expert. He reads the entrails of the crime scene like a book.
I really need to get into the gallery and speak to Inspector Nave.
Tut tut, he is not to be disturbed. He is applying his famous scientific methods. Any moment now, the case will be cracked. I certainly hope so. I am dog-tired and want to go home.
I chased after the shooter and got a photo of him.
Inspector Nave will be delighted.
You've got to let me into the gallery to show him.
Absolutely not.
So, I cannot go in without Inspector Nave's permission?
No.
And to get Inspector Nave's permission, I need to go in.
Exactement.
Have you ever heard of Kafka, Sergeant Moo?
Madame Collard, I do not see what soccer players have to do with this.
No, he's a... Never mind. This was madness. Sergeant Moo wasn't going to let me in. Why are you so tired, Sergeant Moo?
I have been working for 3 days with no rest. Nave is a genius in his field, and he assumes that we all have his energy and vigor.
Oh, you poor man. If you'd like to go and get some sleep, I will watch the door for you.
That's very thoughtful of you. Ha! A cunning attempt to make me a deserter, madame. A gendarme never leaves his post.
Well, how about a hot drink?
Ah, that would do the trick for sure. Unfortunately, I mustn't drink on duty. My doctor specifically warned me against it after the last... incident.
That incident you mentioned, what happened exactly?
I don't want to talk about it. All I can say is it was very unfortunate. I am on duty, and I need to focus.
Here's my press card. Do you have a statement for the paper?
Yes, madame. Stay away from the crime scene and let the police do their job. And always leave a light on when you go out at night.
Thanks a lot, Sergeant Moo. You've been so helpful.
No nie wiem, czy tak bardzo pomogło. Tak naprawdę nas nadal nie wpuścił, więc w sumie nam tylko robi pod górę, ale co jakbyśmy mu zapodali tą kawę? No bo w sumie mówił, że potrzebuje czegoś takiego, ale nie może się napić na służbie. No ale może jednak się zdecyduje.
Monsieur.
Madame?
Could we have a little chat?
Anytime, madame.
O właśnie, no i zobaczcie, nawet się pojawiła ikonka kawa na wynos. No to myślę, że to jest idealnie dla sierżanta.
Would you make me a coffee to go?
For a fellow revolutionary? Of course, madame. One moment.
No to w takim razie czekamy.
Here's your takeaway coffee, madame.
Thank you, monsieur.
No i myślę, że tutaj nie tracąc czasu od razu zakończamy rozmowę. No i lecimy do naszego sierżanta.
Salut.
Bonjour, madame.
Sergeant Moo, I brought you a coffee.
Coffee? Fantastic. Just what I need. But wait. I must not. My little problem.
I'm sure one little cup of coffee won't hurt.
I'm tempted, madame, but I cannot risk it. I am sorry.
So, this incident, it involved you, some coffee, and your little problem?
It is a tale of woe, madame.
I'm all ears, Sergeant.
Well, since you seem quite understanding, I shall elaborate.
Please do.
I was in charge of canine security for the president himself. One day, en vacances, he went for a private discussion with a lady minister. I stayed alone with his dog, but I had drunk a coffee to stay awake, and nature came to call. So I tied the dog to a tree and went for a secret pee-pee. When I came back, the dog was having a liaison dangereuse with the lady minister's terrier.
But how did they find out?
Well, 2 months later, the president's Labrador gave birth to 6 beautiful mongrels. And I was busted to sergeant just after the president's divorce came through.
You are a victim of a great injustice, Sergeant.
You think so?
But of course, you knew you must not fall asleep at your post. You were guarding the president himself.
Well, the president's dog.
Ah, it was the same thing.
Yes, I suppose.
And by drinking that coffee, you made the ultimate sacrifice for our glorious republic, your career.
Now you put it like that?
And now France is calling you again. She is saying, drink, Sergeant Moo, drink!
She is?
She is. Drink or fall asleep at your post. Which is it to be?
I suppose it is drink?
Bravo, Sergeant!
No i świetnie, już się bałam, że się nie uda. A jednak Taniko, no to faktycznie umie przekonywać.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Excuse me, madame. I must use the petit gendarme's room. It has gone straight through me. Could you watch the gallery door for me?
Oh, you can count on me, Sergeant.
No oczywiście, że popilnujemy. Po prostu wejdziemy do środka.
I distracted Moo. It was now or never.
How did you get past Sergeant Moo? Well, you won't fool me so easily, madame. I shall question you later.
Nico, am I glad to see you.
I managed to grab a couple of photos, but the guy got away.
Poor Henri is dead.
I know. Why kill him?
I've been trying to find out. Turns out the alarm was tampered with. It looks to me like an inside job.
So, no ordinary robbery?
And no ordinary painting. The priest claims that La Maledizio is evil. I need to get into the office and see what the CCTV has to offer.
So, what's the problem?
The inspector's watching me like a hawk. I'll never get in without some sort of distraction.
I'll see what I can do.
No i właśnie, będziemy musieli się dostać do biura, a raczej pomóc w tym George'owi, czyli naszemu wspólnikowi, ale myślę, że to zrobimy już w następnym odcinku, więc ja wam bardzo dziękuję za rozpoczęcie tej naszej wspólnej przygody. Mam nadzieję, że ona wam się podoba. Jeżeli tak, no to zostawcie łapkę w górę i napiszcie jakiś komentarz odnośnie waszych odczuć z samej gry. No i co, ja się z wami żegnam, do zobaczenia za niedługo, cześć!